There was a time when the running back was the NFL. They weren't just part of the offense, they were the offense. You didn't ask who the quarterback was. You asked who the workhorse in the backfield was. You asked who carried the rock 30 times a game and didn't flinch. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, LaDainian Tomlinson. These weren't just players. They were legends. Warriors in cleats. Icons who could change a game with a single cut, a single stiff arm, a single flash of speed through the A-gap. In the 80s and 90s, the RB was the identity of a team. The Dallas Cowboys were Emmitt. The Detroit Lions had no business winning games, and yet Barry Sanders gave them hope. And it wasn't just talent. It was style. Grit. Violence mixed with elegance. Running backs weren't just productive, they were electric. Essential. Back then, to win a Super Bowl, you needed a bell cow. It was accepted. Understood. You controlled the game by controlling the ground. You took the air out of the stadium by feeding your guy the ball and letting him bleed the clock and the defense one brutal yard at a time. But somewhere along the way, that truth died. Or maybe it was murdered. And no one seems to care. It didn't happen overnight. But it happened fast. The NFL quietly changed the rules. Defensive backs couldn't touch receivers like they used to. Quarterbacks were protected more than ever before. The field opened up. And suddenly, the league wasn't about controlling the game anymore, it was about exploding it. Teams stopped grinding for 3 yards and a cloud of dust. They chased 20-yard chunk plays. Offensive coordinators became data analysts. Every yard was measured against probability, efficiency, and pass rate over expectation. And guess who that left behind? The running back. Analytics told teams something damning. Running the ball was less efficient than throwing it. So the math said, stop handing it off. Treat running backs like tools, not weapons. Interchangeable. Replaceable. You didn't need a LaDainian Tomlinson anymore. You could grab a 6th-round rookie with fresh legs and just plug him in. The system would do the work. The bell cow died. The committee was born. 3 backs sharing touches. None of them getting hot. None of them being trusted to carry the game. Even stars, guys like Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Josh Jacobs got phased out, undervalued, or forced into prove-it contracts while QBs and wideouts collected generational money. In a league obsessed with speed and scoring, the running back became a footnote. And what makes it worse? The league didn't announce it. There was no funeral. Just a quiet shift in priorities and a deafening silence for the players caught in the middle. There's no position in football that takes more punishment than running back. Every play is a car crash. Every carry ends with a body collapsing under 2, 3, sometimes 4 defenders. You don't slide. You don't step out of bounds. You finish the run. That's the code. And yet, despite absorbing that punishment game after game, year after year, running backs are the first to be told they're washed. The average NFL career? Just over 3 years. For running backs? It's less. Much less. By the time they're 27, coaches call them old. By 30, they're lucky to be on a roster. Not because they lost their heart or their work ethic, but because the hits added up. Knees go. Ankles give out. Explosiveness disappears by degrees. And in a league obsessed with youth and upside, there's no grace period. There's no second act. You're only as good as your last carry. And if you're injured, you're gone. Imagine playing through a torn MCL because your team needed you in the playoffs only to be released 6 months later when the front office finds a cheaper rookie. No loyalty. No long-term plan. Just bodies in and bodies out. It's violent. It's transactional. It's thankless. And here's the part that hurts the most. Running backs know this going in. They know their time is short. They know the league won't protect them. And yet, they run anyway. You want to talk value? Let's talk money. In 2023, quarterbacks signed contracts worth over $250 million. Wide receivers pushed past $25 million per year. Even left tackles and edge rushers cashed in. Now look at running backs. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. The Raiders slapped a franchise tag on him. Saquon Barkley carried a broken Giants offense to the playoffs. No long-term deal. Jonathan Taylor, a breakout star, was told to wait his turn. After posting 1,800 yards. These aren't role players. They're franchise cornerstones. Or at least they used to be. Now, they're paid like mid-tier linebackers. And the excuse? It's not you. It's the position. That phrase has become poison. It tells you that no matter how good you are, how much you carry the load, how much pain you play through, your role doesn't matter anymore. Owners use it to drive down contract numbers. GMs use it to justify drafting your replacement before your rookie deal even ends. Fans parrot it online like it's gospel. Don't pay running backs. It's just not smart. But here's the contradiction. When the playoffs come, when the weather gets cold, when games slow down and hits get harder, suddenly everyone remembers the value of a great running back. They still need you. They just don't want to pay you. And that disconnect, it breaks something in these players. Something that doesn't show up in stats or salary caps. Something far deeper. Imagine giving everything to a role that treats you like a number. Imagine being a running back. You train for years, pushing your body to the limit, knowing your window is short, knowing the league doesn't plan to keep you around. From Pop Warner to high school to college, you're told you're a star. You're the guy. You score the touchdowns. You carry the team. Then you make it to the league and the script flips. Suddenly you're just a running back. You're told to run into brick walls 20 times a game, but not to expect the ball when it really matters. You're told you're critical until it's time to negotiate. You're told your job is obsolete by people who've never taken a hit. That kind of mental weight builds. It makes players question their worth. Not just as athletes, but as people. Some keep grinding, hoping they'll be the exception. Others break under the pressure, injuries, doubt, anxiety. You see them on the sidelines, staring into nothing after another 3-yard dive. They're not tired. They're numb. Because how do you fight for something the game's already decided you're not worth? This isn't just about stats or schemes. It's about identity. It's about young men sacrificing their bodies, their primes, their peace for a role the league is quietly phasing out. And the silence hurts more than the hits. Because no one says it outright. No one admits the truth. They're erasing you. And pretending it's just strategy. So where does that leave the running back? Some say it's over. That the NFL has moved on. That the age of the workhorse is extinct and analytics won the war. But that's only part of the story. Because every time a team leans too hard into the pass game, a running back reminds the league what it's forgotten. Look at Derrick Henry stiff-arming defenders into highlight reels. Look at Christian McCaffrey redefining versatility. Look at rookies like Bijan Robinson carrying not just the ball, but hope. These players aren't just surviving, they're evolving. Becoming pass catchers. Mismatch nightmares. Offensive engines who don't just run, they create. The position isn't dying. It's being reshaped by desperation, by neglect, and by the players themselves. They know what they're up against. And yet, they still fight. Maybe the NFL doesn't value them. Maybe the contracts don't show it. But when the game is on the line, when the clock is bleeding, when the air is heavy, when hits get real, who do they turn to? The running back. Because even in a league that pretends you don't matter, you're still the one who finishes the fight. And maybe that's the point. They can erase the headlines. They can erase the dollars. But they can't erase the impact. Not yet. Not ever.